Have you ever been seduced by potential? You know what I mean. Whether it's a top performer who's now an underperformer or a B player whose performance has slipped, and you just want to keep giving them that second chance or third chance or 20th chance because you see their potential. You see that if only they worked harder, learned more, were more organized, were a better team player, were more coachable, they would be so much more successful. So what do we do with this person? We get seduced by the potential we see in others. And what that looks like is something like this. One of your direct reports, who was a decent performer, approaches you and they haven't hit their numbers for the last 2 quarters. And here we are, Q3, and they say to you, hey boss, listen, I just want to let you know I've had a really hard time this year. This quarter, I'm going to crush it. And you're thinking to yourself, okay, great, because I don't want to replace anyone. That takes too long. Quarter goes by, they come back to you and say, oh, boss, you know that big deal I was going to close? It's not going to close until Q4. And what do you think? Well, we need that business, and I'm going to give that person a little more runway. And now another quarter goes by, and shockingly, that deal never goes through as well. And then another month goes by, and you're just waiting and praying for their performance to improve. And this time they come to you and say, hey boss, listen, I know I said I was going to focus more and bring in more business, but unfortunately we had a death in our family. Our goldfish died. His name was Bait. He was around for a good 1.5 years, so we're still mourning our loss. And you'll hear something else and something else, and before you know it, you have an underperformer on your team for 2 years or more. That's 2 years too long. What's missing is certainty. 30 days, you can assess whether or not someone is a fit or they're not. And the beauty of that is if you coach them for 4 weeks straight and have them make commitments every week, and at the end of every week, they chose not to honor their commitments, after 4 weeks, do you really think something magical is going to happen? Of course not. This is what I call a 30-day turnaround strategy. All it is an organic 4-week intensive coaching program where people are making commitments every week. And after 4 weeks of your unconditional support, guess what? You've collected the evidence that you need to assess whether or not this person is a fit. Was there evidence of positive change or not? Now you can look in the mirror and say, I have tried everything in my power to unconditionally support this person. At the end of 4 weeks, they opted out or opted in. At the end of 4 weeks, they chose every week to honor their commitments or not. In essence, they're going to fire themselves or hire themselves. And the good news about this strategy is the message you're sending to the rest of the team is, I'm not going to throw all the underperformers under a bus or on a performance improvement plan. I'm going to take an unconditional stand for each person on this team. Imagine the culture that will create amongst your team and in your organization.